What's up, Mr. Lance, Wrestletalk, JB, co-host. You people think you're funny, don't you? You people think that you're funny. This was on my car. My $1 million car. Mr. Lance didn't find that very funny. And when Mr. Lance finds out who did this, let's just say their miserable existence that they call life will be over with and done. Mr. Lance will get his revenge. And don't worry, I do have people looking into this. And they will find out who did this. You didn't do it, did you, JB?
I wish I could claim that I did, but unfortunately I did not.
Mr. Lance is not very happy about this. He will find out who did this. When I do, I will become your very worst nightmare. I will become the thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night. When you hear a voice, when you hear a noise in your house, when you're all by yourself, you better make sure that it's not me. When you feel somebody staring at you behind your back, you better turn around and make sure that it's not me, because I will be a living nightmare. That's all I gotta say about that.
Well, you could cut off the first part. Put that.
I could have.
Hey,
But
somebody probably paid like
I do not know.
$8 to $12.
I do not know. I do not know how long I've been driving with that on the back of my car. People thinking that I am a gay porn star.
That shit is hilarious.
Now, anyways, we ain't talking about this no more. Just so you people know, it's on. It's done. I will find out who did it. Whether it's Mr. Wilson, Mr. Rick Rose, whoever it is that hates Mr. Lance for some ungodly reason. How could you hate Mr. Lance? Mr. Lance is the greatest thing to happen to Wrestletalk.
Well, I think the fans are getting sick of you putting them down, and they're lashing out.
That's because of the fans that Mr. Lance is here.
Well,
But anyways, enough talking about Mr. Lance right now. Right now we're going to talk about even greater things. The number one thing I want to say is congratulations to Mr. Kevin Calloway for becoming the Phoenix Pro Marvelous Champion. At the last event, he was trying to exit the building. The owner of the Marvelous Championship ended up getting hit with the door. He was standing in the way. Kevin saw his chance, and he is now the Marvelous champion.
he doesn't seem like he's qualified to hold that belt.
You know what? You know, things
He doesn't seem too
are
marvelous.
looking up for Mr. Calloway. Not only did he win the Marvelous Championship, but his new client, Cyrus, eviscerated Akiba. So, you know, things are looking up for Mr. Calloway. Things are definitely looking up for Mr. Calloway. And right now, Calloway is on his tour with his championship belt. He's going to all these different places showing off his championship belt because, you know, that's what a champion does.
Has he defended it yet? Because that's what I thought champions did.
You know what? He's up for all kinds of challenges right now, but nobody's gonna try to take that belt because they know that there's no way that they're gonna be able to take the belt away from him.
You don't think the owner, the guy he took it from, ain't gonna come looking for it?
Oh, he can come to West Virginia all he wants to, but that doesn't mean all he's gonna be doing is just taking a long trip for nothing.
Well, Kevin's either gonna be in his client's corner and be a man and risk losing his title, or he's going to be a coward and hide and claim to be a false champion.
You know what? All I can say is he's got the championship belt. and it's around his shoulders, and he's taking it everywhere. The championship belt is his new girlfriend.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm taking from him, and that's going to be his money at the Royal Rumble party.
The Royal Rumble party, yes, January 26th. The Royal Rumble party. It's going to be a epic event. First time that I have done this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know that JB is going to be there. I know that Kevin's going to be there. I know that Mr. William Wilson III is probably going to be there. Nice. It'll be the first encounter with Mr. Lance and Mr. William Wilson III, so we don't know how that one's going to go.
We might have to have a live edition of Wrestletalk.
But that's okay though, because see, we just may. We just may. Now, hopefully, you know, since I've been going to all these different wrestling shows, JB, I've become pretty good friends with a bunch of the different wrestlers. So, within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have a independent wrestler, one of the greatest independent wrestlers in the area, Mr. Travis Dufour, is going to be a special guest on Wrestletalk.
We'll see how it works.
He is, you know, he will have a lot to talk about. So.
Is he a champion or anything?
He has been the champion. He's been champion.
Who does he wrestle for?
Numerous times. He wrestles for numerous promotions. He wrestles for CPW. He wrestles for Phoenix Pro Wrestling. He's wrestled for LTW Wrestling. He's wrestled for Pro Wrestling Showcase. He's wrestled all over the place. He is, you know, a top independent wrestler in the area. So it's going to be an honor to have him on the show. Look for him to be on the show.
Well, don't you have a new show?
I do have a new show. I have. It is called Indie Talk with Joe. So, you know, I'm not sure if it's going to be a weekly show, if it's going to be a bi-weekly show, if it's going to be a monthly show.
Well, there's not really weekly independent wrestling shows, right?
Yeah, so it may be like just like a month-to-month thing, but, you know, talking about the...
Well, if Mr. Lance is the host, I can't imagine it having too many reviews.
Mr. Lance isn't going to be the host. Joe Lance is the host of Indie Talk with Joe Lance. Mr. Lance is the host of Wrestletalk. Because Mr. Lance is the voice of Wrestletalk, JB. Remember that. He is the voice of Wrestletalk. But this Royal Rumble party is going to be off of the chain. We're going to have you know, the Royal Rumble pool where you can actually win yourself some money.
Well, if $2 a ticket and they're having 30 entrants, then someone's going to walk out with like $58.
Somebody is.
If they only play the $2.
But my question is what happens if everybody picks a number and it's like the pot's like $50, but whoever wins the Royal Rumble, nobody has that number.
Well,
you know, that's going to be a. We're going to have to work that out.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen because I plan on winning the pot anyway, so. I plan on at least buying 5 tickets.
There you go.
So.
Christmas is right around the corner, JB. Couple days away.
2 days to be exact.
2 days away. Mr. Lance is still trying to get your gifts together. It hasn't happened yet, so you may be getting a little bit late Christmas gift. But it's going to be a Christmas gift that you're never going to forget.
Well, I mean, I appreciate the thought.
I'm still waiting on one of your gifts to come in the mail, but it shall be here.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So have you...
I'll probably open it during Wrestletalk.
So, have you gotten a chance to download Twisted Sister's Christmas album yet?
Oh, God, I honestly haven't put any effort into even looking.
It's a good
If I'm going to put effort into anything that has to do with Twisted Sister, it's going to revolve around getting the Twisted Sister Christmas erased from history of music.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so now we got everything out of the way. Let's talk about a little WWE wrestling that's been going on. Brodus Clay, what do you think about him turning on the Funkadelics and Tensai?
Well, I mean, I've wanted this to happen for a while because I like Brodus Clay as a heel.
I think that he's going to make a very good heel. I personally, I've never actually liked the Funkasaurus gimmick. I mean, I guess it was for the kids, but
Yeah.
it got kind of old after a while. But I like how they're kind of moving Xavier Woods into that area, and because he does have more better dance moves than Brodus Clay does, and.
Yeah, but is Tensai going to fall off?
I
Not
don't
that
know.
anyone really cares. I imagine he would, though.
I don't know.
What could he possibly do other than feud with Brodus Clay for like a month, 2 months?
Exactly. See, the thing about Tensai is he's wrestled in the WWE before. He was mediocre at best. He goes to Japan and he's like huge. He's like a huge star in Japan. He comes back and he's mediocre again. Like,
his whole gimmick when he came back as Lord Tensai was absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
I just don't understand it.
that was like a straight up '90s gimmick. That was almost like the Sultan.
Yeah,
Remember the Sultan?
I remember the Assaultant. I remember Survivor Series. No, it was WrestleMania. Rocky Maivia against the Assaultant.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was a good.
I think he had a feud with Bret Hart too, if I'm not mistaken.
He may have. I remember that. I'm trying to. You know who the Sultan was though?
I can't remember.
Rikishi.
Was it?
I believe it was Rikishi. The Sultan was
Well, that makes sense.
Rikishi.
That
So
him and the Rock fight makes sense.
Did you see the new wrestling DVD that I got, JB?
What's that? Oh, your gift.
Yes, my gift
Yeah,
that
I
Miss
saw that. I'm
that
envious.
Miss Lance gave me. The best 20 Raws of the WWE. It has 20.
Did you watch any of them?
Full. I've tried to watch them. I haven't made it past the first disc because I keep falling asleep because Miss Lance is a busy man and I'm always falling asleep. But it has some of the great. The first Raw that they have on there is the Raw where Marty Jannetty wins the Intercontinental title from Shawn Michaels.
Oh man.
I mean, it's got 20 full Monday Night Raws, like not highlights, actual Monday Night Raws. Like it has all of the you remember when the Monday Night Raw first started out and they actually had the Ringos that would walk around with the signs. Yeah, exactly.
How do you pick 20 out of like 1,000 plus?
I would have hated to have to be in that situation because I don't think I could have done it. Take off these glasses right now because Mr. Lance
I would love to get paid to watch wrestling now. That would be awesome.
It would be. It would be awesome. Could you imagine? They say, "Oh, JB, what your job's going to be is you're going to sit here and you're going to figure out what matches are going to go on what DVDs. So you're just going to sit here and just watch wrestling day after day after day after day."
Like, where do I sign? And then,
I'm still waiting for them to come out with a Demolition compilation because Demolition was my favorite tag team of all time. I will say Demolition was my favorite tag team.
you probably won't see that until like the 80s tag team compilation comes out or something.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, they wrestled in how many WrestleManias? How many SummerSlams? How many Survivor Series? But there's no...
They had a hell of a feud with the Hart Foundation.
Yeah, so I don't understand. I don't know if they have some sort of feud with Vince or what, but you need to make it happen because
They probably don't think that a Demolition DVD would sell too well.
I guarantee you it would. So Big E Langston, he still got his belt.
Yes, he's gonna have it for a while too.
He still has his belt. He just defeated, I believe it was Jack Swagger on SmackDown.
I like Jack Swagger a lot. He needs to be the champion.
He did. He defeated, I give props to Big E Langston for being the champion. So, what do you think?